Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of the Direwolf20 1.10 series, and this is going to be episode 12. Sorry I didn't upload a video in a couple days. I was busy doing some other things and just didn't really get enough time to play on the server to progress. And then so we have a problem. I'm kind of locked out of my base. I can go fly over it, but I don't know why, but it seems like when I'm right here I can't go in the base, and this happens almost all the way up to the door. Yeah, so there must be something going on. I'm gonna have to figure out what happened, but like I'm running forward, I can't, and then right here we can get through. And the same thing, we can't go out. It's like there's an invisible block there, but we can fly over it, like I said. And yeah, it comes over here too, all the way up to the sheep pen, which I'll explain in a bit. And then yeah, each I don't know what this was. No, I'm just kidding with you guys. I've actually started to make the shield. So if we right click this, I actually place these down. They're called shield templates from RF Tools, and what they do is they're like the building blocks. So you don't you can make any kind of shape that you want, but the more that you use, the farther away you use, the more power it uses. But we don't really have to worry about that now. And as you can tell, if you just look around real quick, you can tell a lot's changed since the last episode. That's because I've been doing a lot of work. Alright, so our biggest problem right now is powering the big reactors. We don't really have a lot of uranium, but I found out that you can use uranium from industrial or immersive engineering is what it's from. But industrial craft you can just throw into the smeltery, and then this is a redstone clock, so every tick it'll test to see if there's something to activate, and if there's ingots in there, it's just gonna auto pour out and then into the chest. Uranium works the same as yellorium in this case, so we can just pop those in, and it's gonna power them. Alright, so where to start first? I did manage to get the next fusion, the Withered fusion crafting injectors done. So as you can tell, we have 8 of these. You can just like kind of reuse, no, not this one, the next tier. You can reuse these to get the draconic tier, but I think we might just go 1, 2, 3, and then so on for how many that we need for this. But I think the last tier needs 9, so we will have to make more of these. But right now, that's not a problem. We don't have to worry about that. So as you can tell, the reason why we were doing that is to make this an advanced dislocator. This is an advanced dislocator from Draconic Evolution, and this is fuel 138. It uses ender pearls to fuel. So if we open that up, so right now I have the base and it's locked, and the Enderman Farm it's locked, and then we'll go check out the Enderman Farm. So if you just sneak and then scroll, you can switch between the two. As you can see in the bottom right, it says base, and if I scroll down, Enderman Farm, scroll up, base. Yeah, you can just scroll between all of them. And then so if we go check out the Enderman Farm, it's not powered right now because I haven't been using it, but it's also not complete. So I will show you guys this. Alright, so this is our little Enderman Farm. I kind of just found an island, trying to get away from there so our spawn rates weren't bad, but we're using powered anyway, so it doesn't really matter. This is our loot chest. They drop like these things. I don't know how to actually use these because this was a thing in the 1.7.10 version, but it wasn't like you didn't have to use this. I believe you have to use this to make dimlets in this version, but is some rarity ones that you can find. I don't know, but yeah. So what we're doing, outputting ender pearls into here. Everything else is gonna go into here. And we're using the grinder from Draconic Evolution to actually kill them because it uses power, and I just thought it was like efficient. And then we have a vacuum chest. So do a vacuum chest, it just picks up anything, and we have it set to range of 6. So in the radius of 6, if we show that, it's gonna pick up any drops in that area. Alright. And then we have an XP obelisk. So it's gonna just drain from an XP vacuum, which you have to activate. To activate an XP vacuum, what you do is you take a bucket of XP and you put it into a drum, and then, alright, let me re-explain this. You take an experience rod, and then right click it onto a drum. It's gonna put all your XP into a drum, and then take a bucket of that and put it into the XP vacuum to actually activate it. You get to do that for every XP vacuum that you make. Alright, so actually looking at the spawner, we just made another 5x5 little guy, but with graphite inside. If I show you that, just graphite blocks again. It's just the basic one that we've been using, because we didn't really need that much power, but if we put the upgrades in, what was it? Yeah, it was using 1600. I didn't know each different type of mob actually uses more power than another one. So like cows, for example, use only 400 with the double, and double in this uses almost 6,000, I think. And then the double in the wither skeleton one uses 3,000 something. Yeah, but so I think each mob has like its own. With the I had the octapic whatever the third tier in here, and it was 16,000 RF per tick, and this only generates 4,000 at max fuel. And like I said, we're running low on fuel, so we can't really just supply it. That's why when I get to it, I'll show you guys. We have 2 quarries running now, trying to get it. But yeah, and then we just use vector plates to bring them in and get grinded up. So I'm gonna put another one here once we get the power and stuff to make it. I just haven't gotten around to it because we don't really need ender pearls right now. We have enough. So technically we don't even need this farm anymore. Alright, so if we scroll up, go to base, and it uses 1 ender pearl per transport. So we were at 138, we went to the end, 137, we came back 136. So if you guys were wondering what the shield actually does and what it's used for, if you right click on it, you can set so players can pass through, entities can pass through, friendly mobs can pass through, hostile mobs can only pass through. Also, you can change it to solid, so nothing can pass through. If it's all, nothing's gonna pass through. If it's passive, only passives won't pass through. If it's hostile, only hostile won't pass through. Items won't pass through, and then players, you can actually do all players, but if you name a single player, they won't be able to pass through. So what you want to do for this, a good idea, is for you to have a pass, and then you go to player and you type in your name, and then this is where you're gonna lock up the shield. So no one, if someone does find the shield, they won't be able to break it. You can actually put a shield around your shield. So like if you ever have we're in a PvP kind of server or something like that using this mod, you could actually do that. Block off this machine so no one could ever break it. So you have that shield until you run out of power. And yeah, so it does use quite a bit of power when you're actually using it a lot. Right now, it's not a big deal to us because we are making 2,000 RF, plus all this, which is 100,000, I mean, that we have stored up, and yeah, and then we have a 45 million stored bank. I did actually upgrade these to 5 millions, so they can hold 5 million each one. So it holds 45 million each. So it's 45,000 transfer for input and output. We did add another chest here just so if we just want to smelt things, not do the doubler, we can just put them in there. Alright, so solder, I don't know if I did this on camera last time, but we did add speed upgrades. So we have 4 speed upgrades in there. And then if we come down here, that was a bad idea. I kind of want to take that out, but I don't like the dirt just storing in my inventory. We actually have a importer with speed upgrades, so it's going to take anything out of this chest, so the sag mill and stuff out of the furnace, and put it right in there. And then this one, we don't have anything with it yet. I don't know if I really want to waste another amount of energy on the storage, but alright, so now we have an ender chest with an importer with speed upgrades. So anything, if we have an ender pouch, we can actually hook it up to this ender chest, but we don't. And if we had an ender chest anywhere else, we could actually just simultaneously transfer. Alright, so I did actually manage to, we don't have, no, right here. We do have one 16K in this tribe, but as you can see, all this is full. This is set the priority 2. Oh, it's priority 2. And then we also set this one to priority 2. So it'll fill either one of these, so it doesn't really matter. I just didn't want stuff going into our chest, um, if we don't need it to. So if we come over here now, we have 4 16K storage drives. This did take some time, but now that we have the speed upgrades and stuff like that, it's not actually bad. Like this is almost full, and it's 64K. So I think we're at the point where we can actually make 64K drives. So we in the next disk drive we'll fill this with 16s, and then next one do 64s. But I think next episode we're actually gonna get into auto crafting and just the basics of it. But I can actually start auto crafting because I think we're at that time. So if we get auto crafting done, we won't have to manually craft the 64Ks. We can just say I want a 64K, and it's gonna craft it for us. Alright, so as you can tell over here, we did actually manage to make this 10 higher. So we have 10 more fuel rods and 10 more graphite blocks per square. So this right now is not full, but if we just throw this in here, let's see how much energy we're gonna get at, or how full it's gonna be. It's only at 59%. We're already making 11,000 RF per tick. That is actually pretty good for this small little guy. And then, so like I said, we have 2 queries running right now. Yeah, I don't know if these books, we have the same filter in each. One's just getting rid of flint, the other one's not. 'Cause I don't want 2 things coming with flint. I don't know if these books actually work, but it does like look like a book slot, so I kind of just put it there. So I'm just YOLOing it. It doesn't look like it uses any more power either. So we're kind of just doing that. We could have just combined these under chests, like put it right there, so it would go into both. But I didn't think about that at the time. So yeah. So we're getting actually a lot of resources. So we're gonna have to buff up our inventory soon, or it's gonna be pretty bad. All right. And then if you're wondering what this is actually our auto wither killing machine. It's actually pretty dangerous right now. As you can tell, the area is a little exploded around because I did actually have a malfunction. We were using the medium tier cables, um, energy. If we go to the enhanced energy max output's only 5,000, and we were making more of that. But when the withers actually spawn, this is set to do damage to any hostile mobs. So it's gonna do damage and they can't pass through it. So let me go show you guys. But before we even spawn it, what we want to do is, um, before we spawn it, we want to shut the queries off, just so we know we're gonna have enough power. Let's see, Yellorium, we're at 148, uranium, we're at 20. There must be a better way without using RF tools, but I believe RF tools is the only way to go. And so I'm going to have to do some research on that, see what we could do. Alright, so if we just come in here, we can automate this at one point, but right now we don't have the materials or the resources to, not resources, experience to do it. Because I don't know if you just like, how you would do it. Unless you have to make this bigger and add the machines to auto place down. But right now we're just going to do it by hand. But we don't have to worry about killing them because it'll kill them. Oh, we forgot to shut the quarries off. It uses power no matter what. Like, it'll show you that the power is way too good. Yeah, see, as it's going down, it's gonna get to the bottom, but it'll never run out because this does transfer 20,000 RF per tick. So it's enough to withstand it. Right now we have it on transparent too. You can change like the color of the shield, what the shield looks like, how it acts. Like over there, what we had it on is invisible, so it was like completely transparent. No one could see it, and that's why I was trying to fool you guys at the beginning. But you can actually make it so it's seen. Where did that go? I don't know why, but I don't think it's a big enough room because when we kill them, everything goes flying. I try to block it. Like if you look here, I try to say items should be a solid and not go out, but I feel like they're going out anyways. I feel like we're supposed to have one more thing, but alright, so we can turn the aquariums back on. They both should have efficiency, but this one has fortune, so hopefully it's working. I don't know if it is or not. You can't really tell because it goes by so fast. Alright, so we should clear this. I wish we could get more power, or uranium and uranium, but it's just something we can't do right now because that's like the best quarry that we can do. But yeah, now we can kill withers without having to fight them ourselves. We just gotta make sure that we turn that quarry off. Alright, so if we go to player, or actually let's just change this default shield texture, turn it back on. Now we can actually see. And then I also have it set so any hostile mobs can't go through and they're gonna take damage. So if we're ever getting chased by a mob, they will just, I don't actually know if they'll follow us, but they will try get hurt if they do touch it. But the bad thing is, if let's say right here there was a mob, he's gonna try to go around right here and then come in. The reason why we didn't finish this, I was gonna go around the farms and around the nether portal, around that farm and back to the door up there. We can't do that yet because we don't have enough wool. That's why I made the sheep farm. I found out this cow thing, or any mob farm that's powered, if you do it like this, so let's show the range. If you do it like this, if there's any mobs in that, like more than 7, it doesn't allow you to, like more than 7, it doesn't allow you to keep spawning. It'll tell you there's too many. So what my plan is to use spawn mobs onto those vector plates, have them transported like 20 blocks or so, and then into a giant pit. So then we would have endless amount of cows and sheep and stuff like that. But that's for later on day, and I don't actually know if we'll get around that in this series, but we might actually use that to our advantage in Sky Factory, which is coming up soon. So if you guys haven't got on the server yet, you probably want to do that soon and check it out. Alright, so yeah, we'll just keep doing it. And if you didn't know, I had shears in my second inventory thing. My other hand or whatever it's called, I don't know. They're about to break. Who is getting, oh, there's a spider in here. I was like, who is attacking me? See, that's why I want to put that shield up, because spiders wouldn't be able to climb over that. Just make sure. I'll just have to AFK this farm because I don't think there's anything that auto shears. So I'll have to AFK this farm and just keep kind of spawning them until we get to the point where there's like already way too much, but we'll have to shear. We'll have to oh, there's actually empowered shears. I didn't know that, but we don't need that. We literally just need iron shears. Yeah. So we just have to get a bunch of wool to build these because it takes 6 wool, 1 glass, and 2 lapis to make the blue ones. You can also change the color, but it doesn't really matter what color it is. And we're getting ambushed right now, so I probably might want to kill these guys. Alright, yeah, so the plans to from here on are kind of just building. Because we have like all the basic machines, I think. We have all the kind of machines to work with if we want to actually build anything else. I don't really know where to go from here, so if you guys have any ideas, let me know. Um, what we really need is just a bunch of resources to power things, but we don't really need that much power besides that stuff right there. And if we want more mob farms and stuff like that. So yeah, that's probably gonna do it for this episode, and then like I said, next episode we're probably gonna, what did I say? What did I say we were gonna do? Next episode, what we're gonna do is gonna I don't even remember what I said. I'll kind of probably just bring something up next. Oh yeah, we're gonna autocraft next episode. So yeah, I'll get the basic materials, things that we're gonna need, and then I'll craft it on video. And so yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks you for watching. Hope you guys are all doing alright. And sorry again for not posting a video in a while. And yeah, see you guys next time.